Done.
Yeah. Now we can do grammar. You want to take a break before grammar?
No. Alright. Привет и добро пожаловать на канал English. Сейчас мы будем делать грамматика с нашими камерами, чтобы вы можете видеть, что мы делаем в то же самое время, как мы делаем. Очень полезно. Мы очень хитрые. Давайте начнем. Вы будете видеть, как мы, как носители языка, будем решать делать этот текст ЕГЭ, грамматика и лексика. Первая часть это было аудирование и чтение, и это находится на моем канале. Ссылка будет внизу. Начнем уже. Okay. И вот, спасибо, English, за инструкции на английском.
Always make a grammatically correct form to fit the gap in the same line.
That's easy.
Alright. Shall I begin?
Yes.
Around 1350, art, learning, and science started to flourish in some parts of Europe. To many people, this was the beginning of a new golden age. This period was not the blank golden age in Europe. Only?
Greece, blank, one. What? That makes no sense. What does it say? It has one.
Or had. Greece had one golden age in 1900 years before.
Had?
Yeah.
Oh, had a golden age? Okay. Greece had one, I think.
Had one. Wait. Greece had one 1900 years before.
This period was not the first golden age in Europe. Greece. It was not the first. Greece had one. I think it's had. That sounds better.
It does sound better. Are we allowed to do that?
I don't know. It's correct. So that's what we're doing.
Well, I'm just gonna leave had because
I'm more concerned with being correct than being correct.
I want to score well.
Variance.
I want to score well. That's all I care about right now.
I want to have correct grammar. About 500 years later, Roman civilizations had been at its height. See, it says had been. And so this should be had to make it consistent.
I'll keep it there.
You can't say Greece had and then say had been. Your turn.
Because this new golden age was something like blank Greek and Roman periods, it is called the Renaissance. The word Renaissance means rebirth. Many Greek and Roman values were reborn in the Renaissance.
Okay. It doesn't sound much, I don't think. Windsor Castle. Castle. Windsor Castle. Windsor Castle. Windsor is a small town not far from London, which is about 1,000 years old. It became the setting for The Merry Wife of Windsor. Oh, do I have to know about...
You probably have to know about Shakespeare to answer that one. That can't be fair.
That's not fair.
No. That's
okay,
bad. It's terrible testing.
It's terrible testing. That doesn't have to do with grammar. That has something to do with literature knowledge.
That's whether you know if Shakespeare wrote about more than one. How did you kill your wife? I don't know. Yours is doing great.
Yours is doing great.
Yeah, you look good, girl. Shakespeare's only comedy that takes place in England, when Queen Elizabeth I commanded blank to write a play for her court. That's easy. That's what I put.
Wow.
We agreed on something.
Wow, I speak English. And you speak English too. What the town is famous for today is Windsor Castle, the royal residence. From a plain, Windsor Castle with its big round tower looks like a child's dream of a sand castle. Sadly, in 1992, fire destroyed a large part of the castle buildings.
Ooh.
What?
Was repaired?
That's not even spelled correctly.
No, that is... Okay, one repair... Okay, I will show you. One repair is spelled with an E at the end. You see that? And the castle did not repair itself. It was repaired, I guess.
The castle has been repaired.
My camera is falling. The tape broke.
Dang it.
Will you fix my head?
No one can fix it.
Ah!
It's just a torture device. Okay. In 1770, James Cook landed on the east coast of Australia and claimed the land for Great Britain. For many years after that, only a few people came to Australia. Moving to Australia was part of their punishment.
Like the settlement of the United States, much of Australia's history deals with the push west. There was, however, one big difference. Is difference with E-N-C-E or I think it's E? That does not look right. I think it's an A. Actually, that looks even worse. I'll just keep the E. I can't spell right now.
The outback was like...
Unlike.
Was like any place. Was... Unlike any place the early settlers had ever seen.
Yeah. That's my guess.
Well, no, that's right. Okay. Because it's double negative. Okay.
Few settlers were willing to risk their life in such harsh land. Then gold was... discovered? Is discovered like a root word of covered?
I've never realized that. I'm like, that makes no sense. Covered.
I mean,
Discovered.
Well, I just learned something.
Alright. This is so easy and fun. I enjoy thinking of my childhood, but when I think of my hometown where I grew up, all that I seem to remember is dust. That's what my guess would have been.
I remember the brown, crumbly dust of late summer. Is that insensitive if we do this in a bad southern accent? I remember the brown, crumbly dust of late summer that gets in the eyes and makes them water. It is the kind of dust that gets into the throat and between the toes, bare brown feet.
I knew that before you even said feet. It just sounded right. There must have been green lawns and paved streets under the leafy shady trees somewhere in the town.
One day, returns to me clearly, for some reason.
You're really good at this.
I'm sure the southern people would beg to differ. I was resting under the great oak tree in the yard. I was deep in thought which I have now forgotten, except that it involved some secret. Joey and a bunch of kids were bored now with the old tie hanging from the oak limb. It had kept them busy for a while.
Okay, I'm gonna read it correctly now so that they can... Чтобы вы видели разницу.
We're having so much fun.
We're supposed to teach English correctly. And that's not correct. Okay. Hey, Elizabeth. Well, that's not correct. Должна быть Elizabeth. Hey, Elizabeth. Let's go somewhere. I came back from the thoughts of my private world. Where at, Joey?
The truth was that we were becoming tired.
From?
Tired of?
Yep. Tired of.
I was becoming tired of the empty summer days.
Tired of...
You just can't not do a southern accent.
I just can't. Let's go over to Miss Lottie's.
Alright.
Said Joey. Wait. Yep. The idea caught on at once, and knowing Miss Lottie was always fun. I was still child
enough. Okay.
Child enough. That's
correct
so
for the southern voice, but that's not correct English.
I was still child enough. Мы обычно не поговорим.
Why are you teaching this to people? That is terrible grammar. We went over old fences and through bushes that tore our already ripped clothes back to where Miss Lottie lived.
I think now that we must have looked partly funny and partly sad. There were 6 of us, all different ages, dressed in only one thing each.
Probably. That's what I was thinking.
The girls wore faded dresses that were too long or too short. The boys wore patched pants. A little cloud of dust followed our thin legs and bare feet as we tramped over the dusty ground.
That is so staccato.
Sweet. We're done.
We're done. Wait, can I do this?
Jade and I have to gather it together so we can look at our scores.
Oh, but I wanted to throw the test in the air. Привет, Брин.
Привет. Мы закончили и сняли наши камеры. Это было чуть больно. Может быть, мы потеряли несколько волос.
Well, how many do you have to get right to pass this test?
Не знаю. Какой процент нужен, чтобы сдавать экзамен? Я не знаю. Но вот, это что у нас. У меня 88%. А у тебя? How much percent did you have?
84% right?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess we'll go on what like confused us.
What?
And what we did really well on. Okay, I struggled really hard in the grammar one. I did not put first golden age, I put only golden age because I thought only would one.
I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah, I didn't do good.
You didn't do well.
Case in point, I am not good at grammar.
Oh yeah, and this one when I got wrong 22. Well, okay, I also got wrong 21. I put
earliest.
I put early. Because this new golden age was something like early Greek and Roman
I put
periods.
earlier Greek and Roman periods.
Well, I think this could also make sense.
It could.
It was like the early Greek and Roman periods.
Yeah.
It was like
if I read that in a textbook, I would not be like,
yeah, it's correct.
What the?
It is. I also got 22 wrong because I didn't know the name of the Merry Wife of Windsor because I don't assume that someone has more than one wife. So
I knew it because
that is nothing with grammar. That's just
the Merry Wives of Windsor.
knowing Shakespeare.
We did good on this one, the one about Australia.
I got all of those
discovered.
right.
I got all of them right too.
And I got these right.
Yeah, you did good.
And so, это как произошел наш экзамен по ЕГЭ первый раз, как носители английского языка. Мы сдавали, по-моему, и было очень весело и очень интересно. What do you say?
Well, if someone had told me that one day I would have my cell phone taped to my forehead, I would have told them they were crazy.
Обязательно было. Мы пожертвуем для вас. We suffer for that. Потому что вы очень любим вас. Пожалуйста, если вам понравилось видео, поставь палец вверх и подписывайся на канал Inglix и на мой канал тоже, может быть, если вы захотите. Будет ссылка внизу. Увидимся в следующем видео. Ready? Right. Oh, I'm sorry, Nancy. Sorry.
Пока!